आज ही डाउटनेट ऐप डाउनलोड करें। डाउटनेट पर होगा अब आपके सभी मैथ्स, केमिस्ट्री, फिजिक्स और बायोलॉजी डाउट्स का सफाया। बस अपने क्वेश्चन की फोटो खींचो, उसे क्रॉप करो और तुरंत वीडियो सोल्यूशन पाओ। डाउनलोड नाउ।
Hello everyone, the question is in which of the following function Rolle's theorem is applicable? Okay, so before we start we need to know what is Rolle's theorem. The Rolle's theorem says a function f of x, if a function f of x is continuous in closed interval a comma b and differentiable in open interval a comma b. That means in this closed interval it is what? Continuous, and this open interval it is differentiable. Okay, if f of x is continuous in this closed interval and differentiable in this open interval, then there exists a point c, in which f dash of c is equals to f of b minus f of a divided by b minus a. This is Rolle's theorem. Let me tell you again, f of x is continuous. Okay, f of x is continuous, this is continuous in closed interval a comma b and differentiable in open interval a comma b. Then there exists a point c for which f dash of c will be equals to fb minus fa divided by b minus a. This is Rolle's theorem. Okay, now from here you can see that the necessary condition to apply Rolle's theorem is, first of all, there has to be continuous in closed interval a to b and differentiable in open interval a to b. Okay, so first of all let's consider our first function, which is given as f of x is equals to x as x belongs to 0 to 1 and 0 at x equals to 1, and we have to find whether the Rolle's theorem is applicable in the interval closed interval 0 comma 1 or not. Okay, so for the first option let's draw the graph here. So it said that x at 0 the function is x, and up to 1 it's x. Okay, so at point 0 it is 0 and up to 1 it's x. Okay, it's still x up to 1, but at 1 it's 0. That means there is this break between the function, so it's not continuous. So first option is wrong. Okay, so let's consider our second option. Now for the second function, it is given that for the value of x has to be less than 0, it is sin x divided by x, and at 0 it is 0. Okay, so let's find whether at 0 this value tends to 0 or not. Okay, so we can apply limit x tends to, as it's negative, 0 minus sin x divided by x. Okay, so there is this direct formula through which it will be equals to 1. Okay, so we can see that at 0 point, for this one at 0 point this becomes 1. Okay, and this becomes 0. That means it's not also continuous. There's at 0 point we are getting two values, that means it's not continuous. So our second option is also wrong. So as it's not possible in this interval, it's not continuous, so it's not also correct. Now let's count the third one. So the third one, if we look at the first, that the numerator, we can write it as x square minus x minus 6. It can be written as equals to what? X minus x plus 2 into x minus 3. Let's check it. X square, then 2x minus 3x, so it will be minus x, and then plus 2 minus 3, it will be minus 6. Okay, how did you do that? We wrote x square minus, here it was written as minus 3x plus 2x. How did you write it? Let me explain it here again. It will be x square minus x can be written as minus 3x plus 2x minus 6. Okay, so from here if we take x common, it will be x minus 3, this one, and from here if we take 2 common, it will be x minus 3, so it will be x plus 2 into x minus 3. Okay, so the function becomes what? Ultimately the function will be equals to, so from here the function ultimately will become what? It will be x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 3 divided by x minus 1. Okay, now the interval is given as from minus 2 to 3. So from minus 2 to 3 there is one point which is x equals to 1, but at x equals to 1 if we put the value, the function will not exist. As the function doesn't exist at x equals to 1, it cannot be continuous. There will be a certain break. Okay, so our third option is not also correct. This is not continuous. Now let's consider our fourth option. Now here you can see you are given this function. Okay, so the function is given as x cube minus 2x square minus 5x plus 6 divided by x minus 1. Okay, so if we put x equals to 1, this function becomes what? This will be equals to 1 minus 2 minus 5 plus 6. So ultimately this will become 0. From the denominator it also 0 by 0 form. That means here we can apply the L'Hospital rules. Okay, so if we take L'Hospital rules and we apply limit x tends to 1. Okay, as here it is given at x equals to 1 we are getting the value 6. For this function, let's see whether at x tends to 1 if we get the value for 6 or not. Okay, then only it will be continuous. Okay, So using the L'Hospital rule, which says whenever the function after putting the value, the function turns out to be this 0 by 0 by or any other indeterminate form, so we can apply the L'Hospital rule. It means we have to differentiate the numerator and denominator separately, then we'll apply the limit. Okay, so if we differentiate the numerator, it will be equals to 3x square minus 4x minus 5 divided by this value is 1. Okay, now for x equals to 1, if we put the value, it will become what? At 1 it will be 3 minus 4 minus 5 divided by 1, which is what? Which is minus 4 minus 5 minus 9 plus 3 minus 6. Okay, now we can see whenever the value of x tends to 1, it becomes 6, and it is also given that x equals to 1, it is 6. That means the function is continuous at x equals to 1, and thus this one is not continuous, as it is given that x is not equals to 1. Whenever x is not equals to 1, it's not continuous, but at x equals to 1, it is continuous. And this function is also differentiable, as we applied the L'Hospital rule and then differentiated it, so it's also differentiable and also continuous. So our fourth option is our correct option, where the function is also continuous and differentiable. So this is the required solution of this question. Thank you.
क्लास 6 से 12 से लेके नीट IIT JEE मेंस और एडवांस के लेवल तक 10 मिलियन से ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट्स का भरोसा। आज ही डाउनलोड करें डाउटनेट ऐप या व्हाट्सएप कीजिए अपने डाउट्स 8400 400 400 पर।